This is Top Contender Boxing. We keep it real, 100, and unbiased. Today's topic is pretty much a fantasy fight between a 130 pounder and a 135 pounder. Shakur Stevenson at 130, Devin Haney at 135. The reason why I would call this a great fantasy fight because it's in the makings. It's going to happen pretty soon. Each man are making their moves. Shakur Stevenson just became undisputed at 130. Devin Haney undisputed at 135. Eventually they're going to clash, But personally, I was hearing the Polymonology podcast. I was overhearing it, and Shakur was on it. They were talking about, what are your next matches at 130? Shakur honestly doesn't have any more matches at 130. He's talking about fighting a 125 pounder. His next matchup should be a 125 pounder moving up to 130. That don't even sound right to be even talking about a guy coming up weight, especially that low. If you see Shakur's body structure, his body weight, it's hard for the man to make weight at 130. Everybody knows that. If you know boxing, you know it's hard for Shakur to make weight right now at 130. He talked about it in the podcast. He's going to be moving up pretty soon. That's where most of the money's at 135. And he shouldn't be fighting 125 pounders. He shouldn't be fighting anybody at 130 no more. He's got the belts. He's done. I mean, Valdez, rest in peace. He beat him. Rest in peace. He pretty much demolished him. That man was coming up weight from 127, 125 to meet him up at 130. In that fight, if you notice, Shakur looked like the bigger man, the bigger body structured man. So right now, his body's good at 135 right now. He's 25 years old, about to be 26. Yeah, I'm pretty sure 135 is perfect for him right now. And that would be a good fight. He's saying he wants to fight Tank or fight Ryan or fight any of the elites. He says he can beat Lomachenko right now. I don't know. That's a little too much right there to bite. Personally, I think Haney and Shakur would be an awesome fight. I think it would look something like the Kambosos fight. Maybe not 100% too much because, Shakur has more of a defensive fight. He has more of a pick and choose his punches. But I honestly think Haney is the more stronger, the more fit, the more seasoned at 135. He's been at 135 for I don't know how many years, for a good amount of years, Haney. And if you not notice, he's fought dogs at 135. He's proven at 135. He's seasoned at 135. Him beating Kambosos was a big statement. He shocked the world. He shocked me. I had the fight at 50-50, but I didn't think he would neutralize Kambosos as much as he did. He only made Kambosos use two-punch combination in that whole fight. And, Haney had a masterful defense. His IQ, his ring generalship was perfect in that fight against Kambosos. Honestly, he fought a man his weight, and that's what I'm trying to say, that Shakur fought a man coming up weight, and he was already the natural bigger man at 130, who shouldn't be at 30 no more. He should already be at 135. He's going to be 26 soon. Haney, on the other hand, he's 24. He's still a young, I think 23, 24. He's still a young buck. And for what Haney did to Kambosos, 23. What he did to Kambosos is, you gotta applaud the man, and you gotta respect the man. You saw what he did against Gamboa. Yeah, he couldn't knock out Gamboa, but he beat him. He beat him every round. Haney, he's been in there with Fonseca. He's been in there with good guys. So for him to beat Kambosos, to me, beating Kambosos was beating everybody in the division. Because basically you beat Teofimo, basically you beat Loma in one guy. So that's not bad at all. And Haney, personally, I think he's the top dog at 135. I don't see him losing those titles for a while. I don't see him. The only way I see him losing those titles is until he give them up. So if I think Shakur and Haney fought, I think Haney would demolish him. I think Haney would be too much. Haney's gas tank is high. His motor's high. His punch count is high. His accuracy, it's a lot better than Valdez. He's got better reach. He's got better strength. His body structure is bigger. If I'm Shakur, I would start off with whoever you can fight at 135. Get your feet wet before you jump in. You don't want to jump in straight at the big guy. Look what Canelo did when he fought Bivol. Canelo didn't even tippy-toe around who's a decent 175 pounder. People got to realize he went straight to the top dog. He's like, okay, I fought a bunch of top dogs from 160, from 154 to 168. Now I'm about to just jump at 175. Shakur should slow down before he jumps into 135. Just looking at Canelo's mistake. Shakur, he's got a big body. His body's already ready for 35. It's hard for him to make weight at 130. So what he should do is take decent fights at 135. He should take Cruz, Pitbull Cruz. Why not? Tank had a tough time with Cruz. I mean, obviously Tank won the fight, barely won the fight, but that would be a good tune-up fight for Shakur. Test himself, test those waters. Yeah, it's a little guy. So what do you expect to do? Embarrass him then. If you're at 135, embarrass him, get that tune-up out of the way. Then if you can embarrass him, then get the Tank fight. Because I don't know, I think Tank might get that Ryan fight. Those guys are already talking on media right now. That might be something soon to be coming up. I would like to see that fight soon. You know, between Tank and Ryan. And that's why I think Shakur should tippy-toe. Get that Cruz fight, get another 35-pounder. You know, maybe Loma wants to fight you. But I think Loma wants to just get to the top dog. If Haney gets that rematch with Kambosos, which I don't think should, I think Haney should just go fight Loma. But either way, you know, like, we know what Loma's doing right now. He's out there in Ukraine representing his country. But either who, you know, that would be a great fight between them two. I just think Shakur should tippy-toe his way in at 135 before just jumping straight to Haney. Because Haney right now, he's too strong at 135. He's too strong. He's too strong. He's too strong. He's too experienced. He's too seasoned. The man is just seasoned at 135. His body's been there. It's not going to hurt his body none. Who it's going to hurt? Shakur. It might hurt Shakur because that's a newer weight. It's a little heavier. People think, oh, just because you're going up 5 pounds, it's gonna hurt you. You gotta understand, you're gonna hydrate more. You're gonna hydrate more before the fight. So when you hydrate more, it's gonna put another 5-10 pounds. Those 5-10 pounds do slow your legs, do slow your back, do slow your breathing, especially when you're moving around. That's why some fighters, like Usyk, when moving up, he didn't gain too much weight fighting Joshua at a heavy weight. He was able to move around, breathe at normal weight. His cardio was strong. So that's what I think Shakur is going to do, moving up. He probably isn't going to put up in too much weight, but he's got to tippy-toe. He can't just go call out a top dog. He's already a top name. He's already undisputed. His name will carry itself. So he should just take tune-up fights, at least 1 or 2, before you go take on Tank. Because then again, you think Tank's going to be a walk in the park? No, dude. Tank's a knockout artist. Tank will make you think you're beating him. Tank will let you open up. And when he catches you, he's going to catch you with a beautiful uppercut or a beautiful hook. Tank's only known for dropping you in the 9th, in the 10th, in the 6th. You've got to give Tank his respect and his credibility. But that's why I'm saying he should go fight Pitbull Cruz. Haney should, he should fight that Kambosos fight. Because I personally don't want to see him fight Kambosos. What he did to him, he showed he's going to do it again. He really did. The only way Kambosos would give Haney any problems is if he let his hands go. And he didn't let his hands go. That and don't flinch. Don't flinch when Haney's about to come at you. Because in that whole fight, Haney made Kambosos flinch the whole entire fight. He made him think twice before he had to let go. He would think twice and then load. Which, that moment you're thinking twice, Haney already moved on you. And that's the beauty of Haney. You got to give him his respect. You got to give him his love. So I personally think that fight, for, you know, a good miracle fight, I honestly got Haney on that one. But like I said, they should each handle their business before they meet. Like and subscribe.